I want to share with you guys my market finds, seed saver finds, and a few other little things from my morning at the farmers market and the library. But before I do want to get a little posy of flowers since there's so many here at the moment. What do you think? Do you like it? Yeah? Very nice. Today is a Friday, it's still school holidays, and finally I got a chance to head down to our local farmers market, which happens during the day on a Friday. So I haven't been able to go for more than a year because I've been working on Fridays, and finally this term I have Fridays off, so I'm going to start a new tradition where I go to the farmers market and support the local growers and also get the veggies that we're not growing ourselves or are struggling to grow. And I also want to make a habit of going to the library, browsing some books, getting into my reading a lot more, and so I wanted to share some of the things that I picked up. I actually had a very successful time at the market. As you can see behind me, they had seedlings, and of course I partook in as many as I could, but this whole basket of seedlings, and a few of them are quite mature, actually only cost me $12.50. So the first thing I got was tomatoes. I have a lot of different types of tomatoes. I think there's a tiger lily, which is a striped one, but these were actually free. One of the local seed savers grew lots and lots of extra tomato plants, and so she was kind enough just to share them around, and we were there bright and early at the right time in the right place, and so she just gave us as many as we could take. So tiger something tomato, and you can see how big it is, so I'll be able to plant it into the ground and it'll be nice and stable against the winds. There's also a few other types of varieties. So there's LG, I can't remember. I'm sure I'll look them up once they come up. There's another one. Oh God, good. They actually had a lot of Saint Marzano tomatoes. So I did get 3 of those so that I can have a bit of the same kinds of varieties as well as a few more experimental kinds. So I think I got 6 tomato plants in all that were free, which is amazing. So I'll be planting them in a moment with you guys. But then there was also a local seedling grower, and so from her I got some purple beans. You guys know I've been struggling with my peas lately, and so these beans are already mature. They've done all the hard work, and I'm going to plant them against the pallets in the perennial garden. So that's what we'll be doing today. I got a little cucumber starter because I'm keen to have some fresh cucumbers as soon as possible, and a couple of very mature zucchini plants, which again, I just can't wait to have zucchinis, and I'm really hoping that these thrive as soon as I put them into the garden. So yeah, those are my seedlings. I did also pick up some potatoes. I like to plant potatoes from the market. I just think that way I can get the varieties that I really want. You can see these ones have little sprouts already, so it's going to be perfect. Now is the season to plant potatoes. They grew over winter for us anyway, so I think year-round potatoes can be grown here, but I picked up a few to put into the garden beds. And I also picked up some spring onion. I'm going to make sure that I chop off the bottom straight away and plant them into the garden because we love fresh spring onion, and I haven't been very successful at growing it for quite a while, so super excited to make use of that as well. Oh, but there is one more thing that I got, and I'm super excited for this. Hold on. These, my friends, were another one of those things where I was in the right place at the right time. These were actually given to me for free again by the lady who was kind enough to give away some of her extra tomato starters. But these are peanut plants, or they're peanuts. You can eat these as they are, but you can also plant them into the garden and they turn into peanut plants. I really need to get my wording right. They turn into peanut plants, which are kind of like a bush. And then you can harvest your own fresh peanuts to make peanut butter to use in your cooking. And we love peanuts and peanut butter. You can make chocolate out of peanut butter. So super excited to get lots of these planted into the garden and have lots and lots of fresh peanut butter. In a moment, Sam's going to help me plant some of these into the garden bed and kind of help me film as well. I am taking away some of his time to do that though. Before we go and plant all of these beautiful seedlings into the garden, the peanuts, the potatoes, the spring onions, I do want to share with you guys some of the things that I also picked up, which are very much gardening related, so I think you'll still be interested. There's 2 books that I picked up that I think are going to be an amazing wealth of knowledge, and the first of them I've been eyeing off buying for a while, so I was really excited to find it in the library. It's all about Australian medicinal plants. We have a lot of native plants in our garden beds, but also growing wild around the area. So I really want to discover what kind of varieties of plants we have, but also what kind of qualities they might have and what benefits they have to our health, our diet, and everything like that. So I'm super excited to give this a read. It looks like a new book that they've just put in, so I'm feeling very privileged to be one of the first few people to read this one from the library. And the other book that I got, which is gardening related, there was actually a lot that I wanted to get and I had to stop myself because I have a limit of how much I can read in a week. But I got this one. It's called The Ultimate Self-Sufficiency Manual. And I think I'm not going to be the only one interested in reading this one, but it's all about DIY things, growing and preserving your food, surviving off the grid, making your own batteries and power, warming things up in lots of different ways. It's just, and it's beautiful. Like inside, it makes you want to read it. It's really like accessible, user-friendly, colorful, and I love that in a non-fiction book. So I'm really keen to read this one. I reckon Sam will be as well, and I think his brother will be. So this is going to be an all-rounded book in this household very soon. And it might be one that I end up buying in the end. We'll see. And the lucky last thing that I bought from the shop, and then we'll get to planting, I promise, but I'm really excited to share this, is watercolor pencils and a watercolor pad. This springtime and summertime, I really want to capture the beauty of the garden with art. I love being artistic and creative, and watercolors have always interested me, and they just look so beautiful when people plant, when people draw and color in just birds and flowers and anything that they find. So I want to kind of capture my garden this spring and summertime in some art, and maybe write like little notes around it of what grew well and just different tips that I have. I think that will just be a really fun way to kind of reflect on my gardening this year in a whole new way other than just video. So yeah, I'm excited to take you guys along for some of that as well. Now I've probably talked your ear off, but thank you so much for indulging me and giving me a moment to share all of these things that just add so much happiness and passion to me. I think it's just about time to go and garden, get some things into the ground just before the rains come again. So let's get out there. Can I steal away your time?
Sure.
Alright, the rains have come sooner than I thought, so we're just going to do some gardening in the rain. Come on. Zucchini. love this garden. So beautiful. We actually have about 2 weeks, if not longer, of rain coming up, so I thought now's the perfect time to get everything into the ground to soak up all of that delicious water and take advantage of it, because otherwise my garden beds are going to be soaked. Alright, let's do this. Tomatoes. I'm going to have all the varieties of tomatoes here. Alright, let's do this. Bucks. Oh gosh. Do you also have a cucumber that I have no idea what to plant? I appreciate you a lot. I mean, I'm supposed to have corn and stuff over here, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Very lonely cucumber, which will probably get eaten by slugs with all the rain, but let's hope for the best. One very lonely cucumber, but that's okay. It might get eaten by the slugs. It might survive, we'll see. Maybe we'll have some pickles soon. Alright, that's the video. That's all the gardening we're going to do today. I'm going to go have a warm shower and tuck into my books.